What are you talking about? Of course I'm here. Oh. Yeah, I talked to my hand. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boy, am I gonna rack up a lot of puns in this video. My name is David Fisch, and welcome to Fisch to Go, where I do movie and TV show reviews, make lists, do essays, all of that fun stuff for you to take on the go. I'm trying to bring you into the conversation by looking at movies and TV shows you recommend to me, so be sure to leave those in the comments down below, and you might get a special shout out. Like today's movie, which was recommended to me by Alex V on Instagram. Now, I appreciate you recommending me 2 movies, although I already reviewed Palm Springs in a previous video, which you can actually watch by clicking on that button in the corner. Either way, thank you so much for the suggestion, and I have been wanting to see this movie ever since it dropped on Netflix in 2019. It's an animated film from the French company Xilam, and apparently it's their first that's rated R. Of course, what are ratings these days unless you have some sort of parental control on your TV, which most kids will probably bypass anyways. Hey, it's your fault you gave them an iPad at age 3, and they could probably access this video that you're watching right now faster and easier than you did. Sorry, I don't mean to alienate you, my audience. So with that, I'm just gonna say, get ready to get old. And do you know what gets old? The body. Yeah, kind of unfortunate. You know what doesn't get old though? Emotionally driven storytelling, which is exactly what we get with today's flick, I Lost My Body, an Oscar nominee for Best Animated Feature. You can see and hear the full trailer at the link in the description box down below. I kind of think the trailer itself is spoilery, but if you're looking to avoid spoilers from me personally, then frankly, I'm offended. Just kidding, but you should probably watch the film first before watching this review. With that said, of course, if you want to see more content like this in the future, be sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and ding that bell so that way you'll be notified as soon as content drops. We good? Great, let's jump in head first into the review. Just roll the intro. Have you ever thought you might wake up one morning inside a baggie in a laboratory? Oh, and you've embodied a severed hand? Well, that's just the beginning of I Lost My Body, which revolves around Naufel, a young adult who has a number of aspirations, but who can't seem to quite figure things out. In his pursuits, he gets jobs which he can't keep, one of them being a pizza delivery guy. And one of his failed attempts to properly deliver a pizza allows him to discover Gabrielle, a young woman who he is utterly fascinated with and fallen for. He eventually finds her and begins work at her Uncle Gigi's woodshop to get closer to her. All while getting into this flourishing coming-of-age love story, we're following the severed hand, which is looking to be reattached with its owner, but manages to have its own battles along the way. And it's in these moments that we come to know Naufel's past as we see the tragic events and faded stars which he had hoped to grasp in his life. What's interesting about these moments of the film are not necessarily the stylized animation that brings us back to these treasured and equally haunting memories, but it's really the direction and screenwriting. We're not just transported back and forth in time like some sort of washing machine, but that we're following the severed hand, often from the head's point of view, gives us some sort of perspective as to how these moments might make us feel, quite literally. Whether it's the hand carrying sand or the hand pulling the brake of a bicycle, these filmmakers skillfully photograph these shots in ways that make us feel some sort of sensory response. Like I can feel the grains of sand slipping through my hands or the pressure of the bike brake. The very idea of missing a body part makes you take for granted what you've been born with your entire life. And if you were never born with that part in the first place, the screenwriters do a masterful job of tapping into those senses and really the sense of loss. I should have investigated further and realized that one of the screenwriters of this film is Guillaume Laurent, who wrote Amelie in 2001. One of my favorite films from France and written with such grace and humanity. And comedy too, which we get in fits and bursts here and there with the hand fighting off a bird to get past a point, and even in some of the dialogue. But rest assured, the film's dramatic moments are quite dramatic and they help unfurl Naufel's story. I thought the hand-drawn graphic novel style of the animation was very fitting. You could even say it fit like a glove? Okay, I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't know that the animation was anything terribly impressive, but that it was told in this medium versus something like live action is very commendable and allowed for interesting viewpoints. And honestly, in a realistic manner, it might have even looked cartoonish. You should look up the word irony. I was mostly moved in the moments that really opened up Naufel's backstory, as I think the element of putting all the pieces together and to see how the hand would be reattached with its owner gave us an elevated experience. I don't know that I was as moved or as emotionally invested with the story in terms of his relationships, which I thought were kind of rote and mechanical. There's one scene in particular on a rooftop that's kind of cute, but you can clearly see where it's going, and it takes some time to get there. And it's because of these moments that I think there are some pacing issues, even for a film that's under 90 minutes. I might go so far to say that this would have worked best as an animated short film. But don't get me wrong, I was roundly invested in Naufel as a character, and I think what the filmmakers do have to say with the story makes it totally worth watching. And lest I forget, while this is a French film, I did see a dubbed version with Dev Patel and Alia Shawkat in the main roles, and they did a great job. Overall, I Lost My Body is a moving film, and it gets most of its parts in order and is animated with verve. So I'm giving it a final rating of 4 out of 5 stars, and you can stream it right now on Netflix. I just love seeing what filmmakers from around the world have to offer in the realm of animation, and I really thank you for the suggestion, and I hope you check out the film yourself. If you've seen the film already, I would love to hear your thoughts on it, and of course I need more of your movie and TV show recommendations, so be sure to leave all of that in the comments down below. If you like this video and want to see more of this kind of content, be sure to leave me a huge thumbs up. Oh, thank God. And of course, be sure you're subscribed and ding that bell so that way you're notified as soon as content drops. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm David Fisch for Fisch to Go.